I'm Gail Goole, and you are listening to Generative Engine Optimization in the AI Era, Decoding SEO 2.0.
I'm Guy Goole. Welcome to the show, brought to you by Kalicube.
Now let's dive right in and decode.
Picture this. You've got a massive potential client. They're ready to sign a high-ticket contract, and they do a quick search for your company using an AI engine.
But instead of seeing your stellar track record, they get absolute silence. Or worse, the AI just completely makes up facts about what you do.
It is terrifying. Imagine losing a massive deal just because a chatbot confidently hallucinates that you went out of business or pivoted to selling something completely different.
And the crazy part? It's not a glitch.
Not at all. The reality is, your brand failed the AI background check because you never actually gave the AI anything solid to work with. You're leaving your entire digital identity up to chance.
Hey there. Before we get started, if you are new here, please subscribe and follow us on Spotify and YouTube to be kept up to date. You can also run a free AI audit of your brand right now at audit.kalicube.pro. Find out if AI is closing deals or costing you clients. Let's do a reality check right out of the gate. There is a super simple test you can run right this second to see exactly how these machines view your brand. Seriously, pause this explainer and do it. Open up ChatGPT, Gemini, or Perplexity, and just ask it a straight-up question. Type in "who is" and then your brand name, or "what does your company do?" The result of that one basic prompt, that is your actual AI health score. And for most marketers, what they see is a massive wake-up call. When you hit enter on that prompt, Jason Barnard and Kalicube identify that you're going to get one of three outcomes. The first one is hallucination. That's where the AI just confidently invents totally false facts about you. It completely shreds your brand trust before you even get to pitch. The second outcome is omission, just total silence. The AI basically shrugs and says, "I don't know." An omission is a killer because it means your competitors sweep up the lead while you stay totally invisible. And then there's the third outcome, the holy grail we all want, the accurate recommendation. But let's be real, most brands are failing right now. They're getting those dangerous hallucinations or just dead silence. Naturally, this massive gap in visibility has kicked off a total panic in the industry. Everyone is scrambling, which created this whole GEO gold rush. And you know what happens in a gold rush. The snake oil salespeople show up promising a magic button you can press to make the AI love you. Exactly. Search expert Lily Ray actively warns that the space is suddenly swarming with GEO grifters. These bad actors are pushing solutions to a foundational identity problem, but they're really just repackaging legacy SEO basics and slapping an AI label on it. It's so frustrating because it leads to all these dangerous shortcuts. People are generating thousands of low-quality AI pages just hoping something sticks to the wall.
Or they're buying fake Reddit accounts to simulate this illusion of consensus. Lily Ray even points out that some are hiding instructions for LLMs in white text on their websites.
White text? Are we seriously back in 1999?
It really feels like it. And that is exactly why these tactics are destined to fail. Trying to trick a multi-billion-dollar AI model with invisible text is a fast track to getting heavily penalized. It skips the foundational work entirely.
Right. Those shortcuts completely ignore the mechanical reality of how these tools work. AI assistants don't just magically remember everything they read during training.
They actually rely on complex processes like query fanout. Think of query fanout like an AI sending out thousands of tiny digital interns to speed read the internet's live indices, all in a fraction of a millisecond.
Which means your AI visibility is still fundamentally dependent on traditional search engine crawling. If you skip the real deep foundational work, those digital interns just come back empty-handed. Generative Engine Optimization in the AI Era, Decoding SEO 2.0.
So, with the mechanics in mind, how are the legitimate big names actually adapting? We're seeing some very different philosophies emerge.
We sure are. You've got Neil Patel pushing a traffic-first approach. He's talking about the AOE, GEO, and LLMO Ladder, focusing on content scale to dominate search.
Then you have Rand Fishkin taking this audience-first pivot, really zeroing in on influence and brand affinity right where users already hang out.
And they are both completely right in their respective lanes. But Jason Barnard identifies the missing root foundation that sits beneath all of their strategies: entity identity. And that is the absolute core of everything we're talking about today. Entity identity. Because if the AI doesn't know who you are at a foundational level, no amount of influencer marketing is going to save you.
Exactly. This is where we need to introduce the Kalicube framework. That is the core theory explaining exactly why this identity crisis exists in the first place.
Right, and it proves that without resolving who you are at that root level, you're just building a house on sand.
Totally. Using the Kalicube framework helps you understand that no volume of geo content scaling will ever get you recommended if the machine fundamentally doesn't know what you are.
This means we have to drastically shift our mindset. We have to move away from legacy SEO, where we were all just brawling over raw traffic volume and blindly chasing human clicks.
And we need to transition into AI Assistive Engine Optimization, or AIEO. The focus shifts entirely to proactively educating the assistive engine to build real algorithmic trust.
Because algorithmic trust isn't about keyword density anymore. It's about proving to the machine that you are a verified, undeniable entity.
That is exactly how we win what's called the high-intent perfect click. We don't want empty traffic bouncing off our site. We want AI sending us leads that are primed to convert.
Okay, so we've got the theory down, but what's the actual fix? How do we stop failing this background check?
This is where the Kalicube process steps in as the actionable cure. It lays out a rigorous three-phase strategy to fix your digital identity. Step 1 is understandability, Step 2 is credibility, and Step 3 is deliverability.
It makes so much sense when you think about how a machine actually processes information. You can't be delivered if you aren't credible, and you can't be credible if you aren't understood.
Spot on. So let's break down exactly how you execute those phases, starting with your brand's ultimate foundation.
Phase 1, understandability, demands that you build an entity home. Think of this as your brand's ultimate rock-solid about page.
It has to be a single, centralized hub on your website, heavily marked up with structured data. And to demystify that a bit, structured data is basically a digital ID badge written in native machine language.
It explicitly tells the algorithm exactly who you are, what you do, and who you serve, without making it guess.
Exactly. Your entity home becomes the definitive, indisputable source of truth for every AI system out there.
Once the AI understands your ID badge, we move to phase 2, credibility. And this is all about building what is called a Wheel of Corroboration.
This is where the heavy lifting happens. You have to ensure that every single external platform out there, LinkedIn, Crunchbase, trade directories, press mentions, perfectly matches the facts you stated on your entity home.
Every single signal has to point back to the exact same verified truth. You cannot have any mismatched information.
The strictness required here is brutal but necessary. If your entity home says you are a B2B SaaS company, but your old Crunchbase profile lists you as a software agency, you just shattered your Wheel of Corroboration.
And that brings up a really crucial concept, truth management. You have to actively manage your facts because if your PR releases contradict your legal filings or your marketing copy, the AI spots data dissonance.
Data dissonance is poison to algorithmic trust. When the AI gets confused by conflicting facts, it drops your confidence score into the basement. And then, it frantically tries to piece together a narrative from whatever random disparate data it can scrape up.
Which is exactly how you end up with those spectacular hallucinations. The AI tells a massive prospect that your CEO stepped down 3 years ago just because it misread one outdated press release.
Exactly. If you do not actively define and manage your own narrative, the machine is going to invent one for you, and you probably won't like it.
What I find so fascinating is how the entire industry is catching up and converging on this exact reality.
It really is. You look at Neil Patel, and he's heavily emphasizing the need for absolute entity clarity and consistent terminology across the board.
And then you have Lily Ray stressing the absolute necessity for clear, unambiguous language across all of your owned assets.
And of course, the Kalicube process ties all of those concepts together perfectly with the entity home and strict truth management. They're all zeroing in on the same unavoidable mechanical truth.
It's pretty rare to see the search industry universally align like this, but it just proves how critical this is. So let's make this actionable for you right now. Pass the background check and AI agents recommend you. Fail it and you get ignored or invented. Here are your 3 steps to fix your digital health score today. Number 1, run the Ask Your AI test across ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity to see exactly where you stand. Seriously, do it today. Number 2, build your entity home. Create one centralized page clearly stating who your brand is, what it does, and who it serves, fully backed by structured data. And number 3, ruthlessly corroborate your facts. Make sure LinkedIn, Crunchbase, and every other platform consistently points to the exact same verified truth. As search permanently evolves into the agentic web, you have to ask yourself a tough question. Are you actively managing your truth, or are you letting the algorithm invent it for you?
Because right now, is your brand's AI identity closing deals for you, or is it secretly costing you clients?
We dived, decoded, and deciphered SEO 2.0 thanks to Kalicube.
If you want to find out if AI is closing deals or costing you clients, run your free audit right now at audit.kalicube.pro. Follow us on Spotify and YouTube for more, and thank you for listening. See you next time for another new, necessary nugget of knowledge.